in the Super Metroid community, having participated in several GDQ races, both summer and winter. Our awesome games done quick. Oh, and here they go into Cirrus Station. But yeah, so for any of you that don't know Zoast, he is one of the, if not the top Super Metroid player in the world. His new route world record PB is 41:19. He's tied for the first best race time in this tournament. He also has the 10th best race time. He recently even set an SRL record in one of the Friday weeklies about a week ago. There's just, if you haven't seen him play, you are in for an absolute treat. He has wins versus A Real Cutie and a win versus Hillborn. And this is going to be a tough road for Cleyman. Frankly, Zoast would have to mess up for this to go any other way.
I don't think when he used to mess up, Zoast would need to die for Cleyman to win, especially since, like you said, the world record of the 41:19, and Cleyman with his PB of 58:52.
Yep.
The difference is so huge that Zoasty really need to die pretty far in the round, so Cleyman has a chance.
That's pretty much what I mean by a mess up, but yeah. Cleyman, he has, like John said, he has a PB of 58:52 with he's 0-2 with losses to Balthazar and to A Real Cutie. And in a situation like this, I expect him just pretty much go for his own PB, which in and of itself would be quite a victory for him, in my opinion. So.
It was fun to be able to tell that during the series, the proof that series is really boring. We have the time to talk when the series is going on.
Yeah, series just doesn't change very much from match to match.
Now the real action will begin, guys. We are in Zabes, the planet where everything can go, and you never know what will happen now. So we know already Zoasty will use Moonfalls, but is Cleyman a Moonfall user?
We'll find out in a second.
Yep. The real point when you know somebody uses it or not is the climb where they are now. No.
Cleyman used a very nice Moonfall.
Yes, really nice one there.
Fun fact, the very first Super Metroid speedrun I ever watched was a Zoast RBO run. And let me just say, my mind was blown because I had never seen, I did not understand speedrunning at the time. I had never seen that kind of movement, not to mention the glitches that you have to use in that particular category.
Well, my first Super Metroid run I see was Oats and Goats in his own stream. So.
Well, that's a pretty good player too. So.
Oh yeah, really good. The first time watching it was when he had a world record. So.
Yeah, when you think of the big three, you think of Zoasty, you think of Oats and Goats, you think of Behemoth.
True.
And I think it would be an upset if we didn't see those three runners get very far once we get to brackets.
So now all runners have everything they need from Retro Brand Star. They will go up. So let's see which climb both of them. I think Zoasty go for the traditional wall jump climb. Cleyman and upstairs. So we'll see if Cleyman go to the traditional wall jump climb or do the just defend climb.
Those, as expected, going for the wall jump.
Yep.
And when you do those wall jumps optimally, it's pretty much neck and neck as to which is faster, the wall jump climb or the ledge grab climb, and nobody does it more optimally than Zoast, as you can see there, making short work of Parlor.
True. I think the only one that can do it more optimally than Zoasty will be a Static 9.
Yeah.
Also, just to say that I think the GD climb is like a some frame slower than a wall jump climb, so both of those climbs are really good to do in the run.
So it's looking real good for his BT fight, having full energy. So he'll get those missile drops when those eggs spawn. Now, keep in mind, though, just because Zos has all those great numbers and all those great runs so far, this match still means something for him in particular, because the next round, when we get into brackets, we are going to be seeding based on average time. Well, we're going to take the top time and the bottom time, throw them out, and average those two middle times. And right now, I believe that would put Behemoth as the #1 seed. And I'm sure Zos would really like to snipe that #1 seed.
So now, knowing the zoasty, he will not take damage from any of those pirates, which is a sign they will do new route. He will kill them all. Since you need the maximum health you want for Phantom, since Phantom deal 40 damage, and the only things you will have will be 1 power bomb pack, 1 super pack, 3 missile pack, and 1 E-tanks, nothing else, so it's very dangerous. Clayman might just take the damage from the pirate, which is assigned to doing all route.
Yeah, I expect those to end up with about 19% of items at the end of this run.
Now, zoasty will perform the most important sequence break of the games, which is the mock balls onto to go into take those super missiles, which is intended to have speed booster, which lets us skip spore spawn fight. It's a really important sequence break since it lets us skip an entire mini boss fight, which is pretty slow. You don't want to fight that boss.
No, I agree that it's a super important sequence break here, but I actually think that the early wave beam that we'll get to in a little bit, actually you won't quite see it that way with Zos because he'll go to wreck ship first. But you'll see with Cleyman, getting that wave beam instead of going all the way to Croc, going to get your power bounds, going back to Croc, going back to wave beam with your grapple beam is such a long run all over the map.
True.
Part of the game.
Getting early wave beam and using a Shining Spark to press doubles are another huge sequence break in all route.
The difference being that wall jumping that you use in wave beam is definitely not a glitch. It's debatable whether mock ball is actually a glitch or something that's intended.
Come on, it was intended. D-Force knew.
Our favorite statement, Dear Force knew.
D-Force knew everything.
I always wonder if any of those people, any of them are still around watching these races, what they would say.
So in a moment we will see zoasty going up red towers.
I believe he uses a hero shot here.
Yeah, don't really have a choice to be fast to use the hero shot, since the down grab methods you need a wave beam to do it.
That's a good point. Just getting his first power bombs. Those will be the only power bombs that he'll pick up. Should be the only power bombs he needs.
And now the Clement is in red towers himself. We see doing a mock balls to go down red towers to be able to bomb those bomb block. Really good movement from the part of Zoast. Clement is skipping Spacer, since in all route to be fast is not advised to take Spacers if you want to be you faster, since you will use Plasma Beam instead, compared to new route where you need Spacers, since Plasma is out of the range, is too far away to go take be fast.
Oh, and a very nice first try on the CWJ from Zos there. That is a very difficult trick to perform.
Oh yeah. Frame perfect for the first jump, and then 2 frame windows for the second. Yep. Double frame perfect if done from the inside of the room. And
he makes quick work going over the ocean. Fun fact, that's actually an easier way to get over the ocean if you don't have high jump boots. It's actually kind of interesting. A wreck ship, with the possible exception of getting that E-tank that the runners won't get, It feels so much cleaner without high jump boots. It just feels like I like wreck ship without the high jump boots, except that one spot.
Me too. Just doing a PKTR, I feel that wreck ship without all those equipment feels so much better to do.
Zoast into his Phantom fight. This is a scary fight.
Yeah, and Clayman's taking Cray to prom.
Yep. Also sometimes scary, because sometimes when the Cray fight goes wrong, it can go really wrong.
Yeah, and he didn't get good RNG on Cray, because the first time Cray will open his mouth after standing it up is pretty RNG dependent.
So using Stopper is pretty much the method you have to use at this point, since he doesn't have Wave B and thus can't use X Factors. This is a scary fight. One tank, no suits, and wow, making it
nice
look
round.
easy.
And also, X Factor is pretty much overrated against Phantoms. You really don't need it. Doppler feels so much better than X Factor.
However, the X Factor is a strat open to you, or will be open to Clayman. And I agree with this, Clayman going ahead and taking the Kraid E-Tank for an extra little bit of safety.
True, that E-Tank gives you 100 more energy for your entirety of the runs you will do, so it's a really good safety item to take. And also the last one you will drop when you're running this game. So now I shall say the second last one, because the last one will be the 4th missile pack.
Good point. Zoasty making quick work of the attic. Having real good energy for this spot. Looks like he's going to go for the spark. It doesn't get it, but he'll only take 2 hits. Another place where not having high jump boots is super useful. Having no high jump boots actually makes your horizontal jumping distance a little bit further, making it a little bit easier to only take the 2 hits in those spikes. And that's super important when you don't have Barrier Suit, because those spikes will do 60 damage.
True. They do a lot of damage, so nonetheless, those getting into jump was really what I expected from him. Player from this skill level will really miss the 2 jump.
And Zoast gets the gravity suit. For those of you that were watching last night, we actually saw the unfortunate event of clipping right through gravity suit. That is a thing that can happen, so, and is quite the time loss.
So Clayman will be against his first and last true boss of the games, Cat Kings, and dispatching it like a champ. That Cat Kings has taken more than 1 runs.
That Cack attack is definitely one of the hidden bosses of this game. Zoast will now head down to Ridley. Some people doing new route will do a slight hybrid, where they'll actually go to Kraid before they go to Ridley. I would be shocked if we see that here.
It's not really an hybrid, it's more like the safe new route doing Kraid before Ridley. Since you can get various suits, so if you mess up a lava dive, I mean lava spark, and or you go for lava dive, you have various suits to protect you from the heat and reducing damage from the lava, so you don't take as much damage. And you can always take Kraid E-Tanks, which is really a good safety items also.
Exactly. And Zo's going to pick up his Phaser since he's not going to pick up Plasma Beam. This will give him the extra firepower that he needs.
So Clement inside the true worst room in the games, double chamber. That room is so awkward to move in. It's really the worst room in the games. There's no good way to move in that room.
That room is. Oh, and Zoast opening up the Meridia tube early.
It's
That can
faster
be
to open the tube early, since when you return there, it already opens.
You see that mostly in I'm blanking out. GT code, GT Classic. You'll see that a lot.
Yeah. And Zo's not doing the safe new route, going full all in with the real new route, which is PR Kitty. So as you will see, we'll take everything he needs in Warfare and then go directly into lower Warfare. So we'll take High Jump Boots, Ice Beam, Speed Booster, Wave Beams, and that's it for upper Warfare.
So heading for that Ice Beam right now. Since he doesn't have Speed Booster, he has to do a quick Mock Ball to get through there. Very nicely done.
And now Clement exiting Warfare. So he will be up to his second boss, which is Phantoms. While Zo's second boss will be Ridley. Just to say what I've been told is that the point to know which is ahead of the others at this point mostly will be when somebody enters lower Warfare and somebody take a Gravity Suit is the point where you can know if somebody is who is ahead and who is behind.
And nice Mock Ball out of the ice. Going through the ice escape. Cleyman having a little bit of trouble going up Red Tower. But he gets it.
At least the top repair was not out of sync. That's the worst that can happen when you get the top repair out of sync.
Oh, absolutely. He does have the option of super missiling those rippers, but that would take extra time.
And you'll see with a nice bubble mountain climb there. Now Clement is now going to open his yellow doors in 8, going up red towers to exit it. Preparing himself to shine spark across the moat, which is by itself also a sequence break, since normally you need grapple beams to cross the moat as intended.
Now Zoast to pick up his wave beam. That'll be the last beam pickup he will have.
Using missile to open that red door can serve as much super missile for lower Warfare. Oh, taking a safety missile tank here from Zoast. You want to be sure you have at least 20 missiles, so I think it's mostly for Mother Brain in case he gets sniped by a turret.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
As you can see, Zo's going through the reverse way to enter Bubble Mountains normally. Going the reverse intended way. Normally you go on you exit by way Zo's enters. It's faster for the new route to go that way to enter lower Warfare. Normally you won't see that in practically any other route. Some others will use it, but it's not something you will see normally since it's out of the way.
The only other category you'll see that route is in 100% map, where, well, if you're going to cover 100% of the map, you kind of have to go there.
Not just
and a nice lava spark from Zoast there. Beautiful.
Yeah. There's not just Mapo that plays. There's also a true completion.
Right. Which part of true completion is 100% map. So you'll notice Zoast turned off his ice and his phaser. He's going to start Ridley off with X Factors. And what's really cool, if you haven't seen Zoast fight Ridley before, he will use 3 or 4 and get a ton of damage just off the X Factors in that Ridley fight. Most runners doing this will at most just do 1.
A nice fast pillar from Zoast. Now entering the false war stream in the games. And netting it.
Using those iframes to go right through that space pirate, going up over the last one with the morph ball. I always like to watch that. It's one of my favorite moves of the game. Making very quick work of Amphitheater.
Oh, Clement missing is at least one particle did hit Phantoms when Phantoms returned in the screen, but that's so he get a slow to get rid of all his particles. And as long as one particle is in the screen, you can shoot.
And Zoast using that speed echo strat to get rid of the first 2 key hunters in that chamber. The hard part about the X Factors, in particular in the Phantoon fight, is once those particles are there, you can't shoot anything else. So until those X Factors are off the screen, you're not going to be able to shoot anything, not with missiles, not with your regular beam.
Nicely done from Clement, the dispatching of his ghost. The ghost was a little trolly against Clement, but was about to kill that ghost. Nicely done, Clement.
Zoast killing the first space pirate with the Shine Spark method and just using supers on the second one. And Zoast into Ridley.
Nice sector opening. And
get the second one, all 4. Oh, and another one? Can you get one more?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I think normally you always go for 4 X sector.
I think that's what he does. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Each of those particles do 300 damage?
Yes, X particle deal 300 damage.
So
and Super Missile deals 600 on Ridley instead of the normal 300.
Yeah, consider that he hit 16 of those. So now we'll just finish up with the Charge Ice Wave Phaser.
Yep, which deal 100 damage, 300 charge.
And I'm going to finish him off with some missiles and super missiles.
Ooh, nicely done. I was a little afraid since it took more damage than it was supposed to. Sometimes we really can be a dick and cooperate at all.
I don't know about sometimes. Oh, interesting. He's going to pick up the E-Tank here.
Seems Zo's going safe with this round. I think he knows he has a really great advantage over Clement, so he wants to take it safe and finish this run.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And he can always, if his energy is good enough, he can choose to skip the bot wound E-Tank.
Also?
I think so. We'll see what happens when he gets there. That'll depend on his energy, because he'll need to make sure he's got enough to do the Shine Spark stress on Dragon.
Or maybe the reason he takes these tanks is because his health was too low for his stats to be safe against the 3 Musketeers.
Well, especially considering he doesn't have Plasma Beam. One of the big differences here, with Plasma Beam, you can shoot and clip right through the Key Hunters in this next room coming up, and also the Three Musketeers.
Now Clement have his precious gravity suit.
So if the sync estimates are correct, that puts those way ahead. But that's what we expected.
Also, the reason you will see those picking up Varyasu after killing Kraid is that Rainbow Beams only check for Varyasu for reducing the damage of it. So that's why you see Varyasu being taken in your route.
I believe you would need 6 E-tanks in order to survive if you don't pick up Varia. And that would take a lot longer to pick up than just picking up the one suit.
And nice Three Musketeer room from those. Taking only it from the last one.
Making it look easy. But now Zeus is going to head over to Kraid. One of the nice things about doing Ridley before Kraid is not only do you have Speed Booster to get through the tunnel before the Kraid entry much faster. When you come out of Kraid, you're going to go through Mini Kraid. And Mini Kraid has a tendency to drop 4 or 5 enough super missiles that he won't have to worry about his ammo going into the Batwoon fight.
As soon as Mini Kraid dies, he drops 4 super missiles, and 1 second later he will drop another super missiles. But you don't want to wait for 1 second just for 1 super, it's pretty slow. So on the way back, you get another 4 super missiles.
Exactly.
Now Clemens is entering Maridia, while Zoast is inside the Kraid's lair.
Now let's see if he can get the quick kill here. I fully expect he will.
I'm pretty sure he will get it.
I wonder why runners go into the morph ball like that while they're waiting for Kraid.
It's the lag reduction strat.
Exactly. Using the 1 missile 3 supers, or 2 missiles 3 supers, and no problem.
Getting good drop on Kraid. So now when you will exit and kill Mini Kraid will be at 8 super missiles, so and then 7 for exiting the Kraid's lairs in total, because you need 1 super missile to break one of those super block, which is pretty good super amount. Oh, Clement having 2 particles flying around against butt wounds. Clean 2 of the particles touch butt wounds body so he can shoot supers at butt wounds.
He's got to be careful here. Okay, he should be okay now. Once Batwoon gets into this fast mode, he doesn't shoot those particles anymore, and Clayman can just sit there in the corner and fire charge shots until Batwoon is done. Until Batwoon is dead.
Also, Batwoon has the best at bugs, guys. Trust me, the day bugs is magnificent.
And by best, John,
you will never shoot a shot against Batwoons. Oh, and Batwoon getting the worst drop ever.
He wasn't even quite in Hellspawn range, but the game decided to give him all health anyway, so he's going to have to farm up at least 1 super missile in order to get into Dragon. Preferably 2, so he doesn't have to use regular missiles on the Idor.
You need at least to farm the super missile since there's 1 super door, like you said.
Interesting, Toasty. You're calling for this. You're calling for the Zo save. You who does not save. We'll see. And who laughed at the previous commentators during his race when they suggested he might.
Nice first. Nice 1 round from his host and getting a really great drop on butt wounds. No, Zeus is keeping but Woundsy tank. Decided to farm a little also. Really want to be at max supers.
Max super, max energy. Especially if you're not going to have that 4th tank to fall back on. Going for and getting the full halfie.
Nicely done. I didn't expect less from somebody at this skill level.
Yeah, like I said, those of you, if you haven't seen Zoast run before, I really hope you're enjoying this. And this is Super Metroid at its best. And then starting with X Factors and Shine Sparks. One of the nice things in the Dragon fight is that if you don't hit all those X Factors, since you're going to use Shine Sparks anyway, it doesn't actually stop you the same way as it does in the other fights.
It's also getting a great openings. And getting a 2-round with a blue suit. Great job, Zoast. And now double bomb jumping out to be at the door, since in your route you don't take a space jump, since it's slower in your route to get it, unlike a all route. Since the only place will really save times would be a lower warfare, and since Zo's already done lower warfare, you really don't need a space jump.
Could save you a little time in Coliseum, but if you have blue suit and you manage to hold it long enough to do the reverse half, you don't need it.
Now Cleyman exiting Coliseum. As you can see, with space jump, even if we don't have a blue suit, it's not that punishing for you, since it's not that much slower, unlike in your route, since you don't have a space jump.
Although Cleyman having a little bit of trouble holding those jumps up, it's a little bit easier going horizontally, but still having a little bit of trouble with it.
It's not about after all, since space jump is the worst items in the game.
Well, it's my favorite item. But I understand why some people don't like it. I mean, it is easy to lose that space jump and fall right down at the worst possible times. Oh, and nice mothball out of Meridia, and Zo's gonna head up to Turian. And I don't think his missiles look a little bit low, but his ammo overall looks good enough. I don't see him stopping at the ship.
No, I don't think he will refill the ship. He has enough super, so with the first Metroid kills in Metroid Room 1, he will certainly get a good missile drop.
In general, the super missile count being more important since there is a regular missile refill.
And now Cleyman taking his second best beam in the games, plasma beams. The first which is wave beams.
The best being wave and plasma together.
Yep. That's the best beam combo.
Now Zeus gets to relax for a little bit.
Now, in the horizontal bomb jump training rooms, you can pretty much relax, as you said. You can check your social media, can enter the speed gaming chat and chat a little with us if he wants.
Zeus content to just fire off a few wave beam shots, practicing that wave beam.
Bien sûr, Al, je peux parler français si tu veux, comme là que je le fais. Et puis Al.
Okay, if you haven't seen Those do. Oh, this is the last one. I always love watching, especially the Metro Rooms 1 and 3, where it literally looks like they're not even changing their beams to go from the ice to the supers. Doing some grouping strat. Has full ammo now. Yeah, I think that's smart. It's a lot quicker to do that than to have to go refill at the missile refill station.
I think it's smart to be safe with his super count.
No, that too. But his supers were looking pretty good. It was the missiles that were a little bit low. And now we'll see Baby Skip.
And nicely done.
No problem, making it look easy. The last thing, see if you can get the Zevtite skip right away.
Oh. Went for the down back, but didn't miss it.
A little more trouble, but still getting it.
Yep, at least you got a backup skip.
Yeah, kind of surprised he went for the down back since he doesn't have super tech in this category.
Down back is faster than the standard Zeb skip also. That's why he went for the down back.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And now it'll be 60 shots with the beam combo that he has. One of the other disadvantages to new route. Whereas it'll be 20 shots.
Yeah. I think Rain will enter a catch-up phase after 46 shot.
Yeah, once she gets damaged slightly more than 3/4. The first shot after 3/4 damage, she'll start firing that catch-up. Convenient for those of us who don't want to count to 60. Not that I would do new route, but need to get a lot better at old route before I would even consider it.
And Cleyman is using the gate to do a fast pillar. As we know, using that setup is as fast as going in and using power bombs. So if you have the health, always go for that setup if you can do it in the pre-fast pillar rooms.
Yeah, save those power bombs.
Yeah.
And there comes the ketchup. And it looks like he's through.
Yeah, and now Zos can really relax for good, since this cutscene, if I remember correctly, is 2 minutes long in totals. With the babies refilling you and all, so he can really take his time, relax, and go drink some water. Shout out to stay hydrated about.
Cleyman, meanwhile, is demonstrating how one clips through those key hunters with the plasma beam. Cleyman having a really good run, I would say. When you're playing the best, when you're playing the best, there's no shame in losing. You just go and play your best.
Cleyman taking saving Wasteland, not a bad choice. Since all the enemies in the World Warfare deal 50 damage, except for the farming bugs. Trying to cargo through the Kazan. which I think is not really a good idea, since the Kazan also deal 50 damage. It's better taking damage on the spike, which will deal 50 points of damage instead.
And now Zos with his Mother Brain 3. Won't take long.
And really nice clean fight from Zoast. Not taking a single damage from Mother Brain 3s.
And all that's left is the escape. No, I don't think Zos is going to save the animals.
No, Zoast always do the objectively correct choice of
No,
not
always.
saving the animals.
He's done marathons where they've paid money to make sure that
he has no choice that in those times. There were monies involved, so during marathons and all, there always some money incentive to do something. So nobody won't save the animals.
It feels like in
you
those
need to do the right choice.
Oh, nice behemoth spark. Yeah, it seems like in those marathons they seem to switch up every year. So one year it'll be saved, the next one will be killed.
As you can see, doing the objectively right choice, not saving the animals.
And Zos has done with an official SRL time of 42:18. GG to Zos.
GG indeed. And now Cleyman has finished his Ridley fight. He's now up to go to Turian. Will he take the safety tanks? Nope, not taking the safety tanks.
He's got 4. It's a pretty good count right now.
Yep.
And
his L is pretty high.
He's got a PB of 58.52. It might be a little bit much to get that at this point, but you know he wants that, so. An in-game time of 28 minutes. That's so impressive.
Indeed. I don't think a lot can have that infamous 28 in-game times.
Playing it safe by using his full beam combo to kill those key hunters.
As you can see, Plasma Beam makes everything much easier compared to the route. Since you can kill all enemies low on warfare pretty much easily, and also Plasma Beam also let you, if you want, hitbox the enemy, since you can abuse the iframes easily with the Plasma Beam. And now Cleyman entering the 3 Musketeer rooms.
Yeah, one more difficult part of Lower Norfair. Almost as if to say, we're not letting you get out of here that easily. We're getting trolled by those key hunters a little bit.
Watch out, Clemens. No, you don't want to use Super Missiles against those key hunters.
Yeah, I think it takes about 4 super missiles to kill those things, so.
I swear Plasma deal the same damage as a Super Missile, so you don't want to use Super Missiles.
It looks like we're going to get Zoast in here for an interview, so pretty cool. Actually, I'm quite excited about that. Just trying to play it cool here, you know?
And now Clemens prepare to exit Norfair. We'll enter Maridia to go into Turien faster. %, from Zoast, and still have 42.
Yep. Only 1% higher than I predicted. That extra missile pack. Okay. Oh,
Hello?
and it looks like we have him. Hi,
Hello,
Zoast.
What's up?
Okay, so forgive me for going fangirl for a second, but your RBO run from, gosh, I couldn't even tell you when it was. It's the first ever speed run I ever watched. And it just absolutely blew my mind. And it's part of what got me into this. So I have to thank you for that before I say anything else.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, so what do you think of the run?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I can't. It's a little frustrated with the lack of super drops in the middle of the run, and Ridley kind of being a little bit hypo-aggressive there. But you know, what can you do? You can't expect everything to go away in this game. If you do, you're gonna be severely disappointed.
I was a little afraid
Yeah.
with Ridley there, since I thought you took more damage than what you normally take.
Do what now?
I was a little afraid with Ridley, since your L was pretty low and you seem to have taken more damage than normally you will have taken.
Oh, more damage on
think-
Ridley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
checked taking the E-tank.
It's probably good that I was kind of safe going into Ridley. I try to play it a little bit safe, like before Fantoon with these races. I do a couple of like small strats that I wouldn't normally do necessarily. I like messing up the Ninja Pirates and having to super one of them, and I had to go I went through the top of the next room. I didn't go through the lava. That probably was a good thing in the long run, since I ended with such a small amount of health after Ridley. So it all worked out. Had a really good late game.
Yeah, we noticed you also picked up that one extra missile pack and at the wave beam area.
Yeah, I always do that for a race. I'm pretty confident. I could still die with 3 energy tanks, obviously. It could happen. But I feel like it's a lot more likely that if I'm going 15-10, that one of my missiles will get sniped. If that happens, it's just over in an instant, you know?
Yeah,
But with Mother Brain, when you're fighting Mother Brain, I mean, you could take a hit. You don't have to be perfect. And, you know, I've done that fight a million times. I could still die to it, but, you know.
That's what I was thinking when you took the Fort missiles, was for the turret in case you get sniped.
The extra missile pack?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only reason. I don't need it for really anything else.
Okay, so now you're 3-0. Looks so you're definitely gonna be, not that it's a surprise, but definitely moving on into brackets.
I made it!
Congratulations!
So what do you think of that coming up?
Of what now?
Brackets.
Oh, you know, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem until the ends of the brackets. I don't know. I mean, I could face maybe Oats early or 2Cat or somebody and have a bad run, or I could die. You know, I could always die. Are they single elimination brackets?
Yes.
I believe so.
That's rough.
With your times, you'll certainly be seated pretty high. So at least you have that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming me and Behemoth are going to be on opposite sides of the bracket. He's the one that would have the one. He has the best chance of beating me in a straight up race where we don't die and we don't have just terrible luck. So, some of the other guys could get a lot better though. Again, you know, I mean, Oats is obviously a force, and 2Cat, if he's not playing, if he's not getting world records at other games, he's can be scary.
So,
Yeah.
during the single elimination, will you go all out with your race? Will you still take that safety missile pack, or you will say no? I will go all ins.
The only reason I would not get that extra missile pack is if I was racing Behemoth and I was like I had a really bad early game, like say I fell in the moat like once or twice, or had a 3 or 4 round Fantoon or something like that. If I felt like I was really behind, I might take a chance and skip it. But other than that, there's really no reason. I mean, it only loses what, like 5 seconds because your movement's better if you get it right.
Yeah, it's right there.
So it really
doesn't
even lose the whole 6 seconds or whatever it is.
Mm.
So I mean, it's really nice safety, and it's nice to have. Like I don't need it for Ridley, but it's nice for that. Not necessarily Ridley, but you can open more red doors with missiles when you get that extra missile pack. So you're like have a better chance of having a good super count at Ridley. It has its benefits, but it really is just for Turia, and like that's 95% of what it's for.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Hi, Mom.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks for commentating, guys.
Oh, thank you
Appreciate
so
y'all.
much. It was an honor, to be honest. It was an absolute honor to do that.
Oh, stop.
Being able to commentate the world record holders, it's always will always be an honor to be able to do that.
Well, stop getting world records.
I know I know y'all commentate on other races too, so.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing the commentary, so it's always fun.
Thanks everybody for watching, as always, and everybody have a good day, I guess.
Have a good day to you too.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks.
you too.
See y'all.
Now Clement is entering his Mother Brain to fight. With his beam combos, you will need only 20 shots. After 16 shots, exactly after 16 shot, Mother Brains will enter her fear catch-up phase. But with his beam combo, there's a chance you don't even see it, or at least only one shot can be fired.
And Clayman's still with a shot at a PB, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He seems to be in really great pace.
I mean, that would be...
Demonstrating himself to have fast... yeah, demonstrating himself to have a fast cutscene with Mother Brains. Yeah, I think Clement would have a PB.
His PB is 58.52, so let's see how quickly he can get through Mother Brain 3. He's got a real shot at this, so...
Just add 2 minutes for the cutscene, and I think he can get that PB.
Okay, and just gotta wait out the rest of this cutscene.
And a sad moment in Metroid history. Baby Tops, everybody. Oh,
Okay,
the poor baby Metroid. Clement taking it safe, staying in the lag corners. I do not blame him at all, especially since PB's on the lines.
And he should get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna PB here.
Oh yeah, it's the best feeling when you can get a PB during a race. There's no better feeling than that.
All that's left is the escape, and they only give you 3 minutes to get the escape. At 3 to what his time is currently, and it's lower than its PB, so pretty much guaranteed here. Just gotta finish it out.
Not having difficulty at all. He didn't do his Leo, which are great signs. I think his final time would be a low 57.
Having a little trouble getting through Parlor. That won't stop him though.
And good job, Clement, not saving the animals, doing the objectively right choice.
Except when me and Pong commentate for John.
Exactly.
And he has that done with an official SRL time of 57:43. GG to Cleyman.
And proving his personal race best by 1 minute 51s.
Excellent run by Cleyman.
Congratulations to Clemens. That was a really great run from his part. Having able to get a PB like that, great job. And now everybody, stay tuned, since we have another race coming up. Directly after this one, with both of your best commentators, me and Tracy. So, stay tuned to if you want to see more Super Metroid race for more quality entertainments.
We actually have a ton of races coming up, and I believe they're all on Speed Gaming too. So coming up next, we're going to have Starsnick versus Feral. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to have Kip versus BF Robber. Then at 6 o'clock, all these times are Eastern, Diddy Kong versus Nutella Forever. And Diddy Kong going ahead doing the double header, also doing another race at 7 p.m. this time versus Flop 3434. So plenty of, as we used to say in the old days, don't change that dial. Stay tuned for more Super Metroid.